I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video, almost a review. This is another request, this time from Lucas, a very generous guy. If anyone wants to request pretty much any type of video, please feel free to send a request either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And this time Lucas is asking for my top 10 favorite requests. And this is a bit of a tough video because with all bullshit aside, I do appreciate everyone who has requested something. That's very humbling. And people say, "Oh, you're lying, you're full of shit." That's not the case. So, I mean, if you're saying favorite, there's movies I've seen, and of course, yeah, I enjoy them because I've seen them before. So I thought, what are 10 films that I've seen the first time during a request and I really enjoyed it? So looking through the requests, I might miss some because I've done so many videos, but the 10 that come to mind is number 1 being Broken Path, also known as Broken Fist, also known as the Tattoo Yakuza, which don't get the Blu-ray because the Blu-ray is cut. I ordered a DVD from overseas, but it's been a month and it hasn't come, but it's in the UK, so that's understandable. But there's no tracking number because they were too cheap to do it, so who knows. If it comes, it comes. If it's not, maybe I'll call and try to order again Broken Path on DVD. But it stars Johnny Yong Bosch, and he's known for some of the Power Ranger stuff he's done. It's a very simple film in the fact of, after a setup where this guy moves in this new place with his wife and kid, his kid goes off on a trip, it's just him and his wife, and then these bad guys come in, and then for like the next 80 minutes, it's constant fights, where it's this group of people from his past that he used to be with them and he left because he wants a better life and they want payback. And it's like constant fighting. Well done, well choreographed fighting. And then if you get the Blu-ray from overseas, it's cut. Some of the gore is cut out. That's why I want the DVD, which is from the UK. Should be coming sometime, I hope. But like this evil bitch, he flips her head like Jason Voorhees 180. There's one, he hacks a guy's arm off with a fucking hacksaw. It's bloody and it's violent and it's well choreographed and there's tons of fighting. Yeah, there's not much to tell about the story. Yeah, the acting is not the best, but if you want action and you want fight scenes and you want what almost the equivalent of one ongoing fight scene for the entire film, this is the movie. It is either Broken Path, Broken Fist, Tattoo Yakuza. I think it's under Broken Path on YouTube. You see it on there. I think it's the uncut version. But yeah, that one I definitely enjoyed. Another one, Butterfly Kisses. And see if I don't. There we go. Butterfly Kisses. This was a request from Guillermo, which I hope he's doing well. He sent a lot of very nice requests. And Butterfly Kisses, I was really surprised by this. I thought this was a lot better than because I'm like, okay, with found footage, I'm interested in them, but also there's a lot of bad ones. This one, to me, I thought it did the meta thing right, where it's about a guy who finds footage of these people doing a documentary on a pretty creepy legend that reminds one of almost like a Slenderman. But it's also interesting because the guy who finds it is this wedding photographer who always wanted to be a filmmaker. So it's not only a movie about the footage, but it's also about this guy trying to put the footage together and put it out there and going, are you altering it? Are you doing it because you so desperately want to be a filmmaker? But this is real. Yeah, but are you doing stuff to it? Are you not doing stuff to it? It's also a meta on found footage itself. Even Eduardo Sanchez, who helped make the first Blair Witch Project, he's like, oh, what are you doing, man? We've already done this. While he's trying to promote this on the radio, and people are like, well, if this is real, how dare you? Or, oh, come on, you're full of shit, this isn't real. And it's a very solid, if you like at all found footage type of movies and you want to see something that's a bit smarter, a bit different, Butterfly Kisses is definitely very well done. Very well done. I have a review up on my channel for those interested. I go a bit more in depth than that. As well as the third one here, number 3, Savage Land. This is another, I don't want to say found footage, fake documentary. Imagine it's a fake documentary where people are interviewed because this guy was found and arrested. They blame him for the massacre in this town near the Mexican border, this town in Arizona. And again, you have the racist assholes who think he's guilty. This guy, he's fine with staying there because at least they can't get me in here. And then this camera of his is found. But it's not footage, it's still pictures. As you have people talking or explaining and describing these still pictures, which showcases what transpired. And you have like a guy walk around the empty town, as well as these empty pictures kind of showcasing what may have happened that night. And people like, why did this person do this? And if this guy killed everybody by himself, why did this happen? Why did 4 people on a water tower, why did they jump off instead of fighting this one guy? And oh, the pictures are doctored. But then you have this known photographer saying, those pictures aren't doctored. Okay, I've been at this. From everything I looked at, these pictures are real. And ever since you showed me these, I've been sleeping with a gun under my pillow. And I don't know, just the way it's done. And if you if you gave this to someone and said, I got this new documentary, I think they could buy that this is a real documentary. That's how legitimate the actors and everything is. And the pictures are creepy. Very, very creepy. And effective. Very well done. Again, another film I was very surprised by. I have a review of all these on the channel. Feel free to check them out. I did more in depth on them. I mean, when you talk about like requests, the PSA reactions, the weird, creepy, me reacting to the PSAs, those are fun. Reviewing stuff like the Ernest P. Worrell movies, because I haven't seen them for a while. Those are childhood favorites. The 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon, Season 1. Just getting a chance to talk about and rewatch that. You know, being a big fan, being my favorite cartoon. That was great. You know, I'm on other stuff like Debt Collectors. That was a request. I was like, wow, this is a sequel that I would never have seen because I did not like the first one. But because of the request I saw, I'm like, this is better than the first one. Scott Adkins did it. It worked well with. I cannot believe I forgot his name. Mandalore, Costas Mandalore, I believe. They had good chemistry with each other. The action was fun. You have a fight scene reminiscent of They Live, which was satisfying. As one of those rare sequels that it's better than the first one, in my opinion. Hush, I enjoyed that. A lot of people seem to not like that horror film, but I liked it. I liked the idea of a woman who cannot hear and then is stalked with this psycho. A lot of people didn't like the psycho. I liked it. I thought it made him a bit more human and a little bit more interesting instead of just a blanket killer. And I liked the lead. I liked her trying to survive, and I liked the way it was done. I thought I wanted a fast pace. I thought the ending was satisfying and didn't take any cheap shots. So I liked Hush. Again, a lot of people didn't, but I was quite surprised by it. Instant in Loch Ness, that's another Fate documentary with Werner Herzog, the director who he helped do the documentary Grizzly Man and directed a lot of more artsy-fartsy type of flicks. But Werner Herzog, he didn't direct it, but he stars in the film as himself, doing this documentary on the Loch Ness Monster, and then realizing, is it fake, is it not? Dealing with this guy, is he setting this up to make a fake Hollywood production, and trying to push it to be more entertaining, when Werner Herzog's like, no, it's supposed to be a documentary. I thought that was a bit fun. Plus, there's not a lot of movies about the Loch Ness Monster. There's not a whole lot of movies dealing with that creature. Compared to Bigfoot, like, that, if I learn how to stop stuttering, make a list of how many Bigfoot films there are. Now make a list of how many Loch Ness Monster movies there are. There's a lot fucking less Loch Ness Monster movies. So it was cool to see that legend portrayed in this aspect. And I thought it was an interesting film. It doesn't have a downbeat ending. Just like Savage Land really doesn't have a downbeat ending. I wouldn't even call Butterfly Kisses ending downbeat. I mean, so that was another factor I enjoyed in those. But Incident at Loch Ness is, again, thought it was an interesting flick. Other ones, Super Fights. That's a fun B movie that maybe we're not calling a good movie, but if you like B movies in the vein of like No Retreat, No Surrender 2 and those 90s movies with a lot of fights and it deals with the sport, this kind of wrestling. Imagine martial arts but done in the WWE wrestling colorful character configuration. Like if Vince McMahon had a martial arts foundation, that's what the Super Fights are. And this younger guy is a fan. He wants to be one of them someday. He gets his chance. And it had a goofy charm to it that entertaining B-movie quality, some well choreographed fight scenes. Even the music's goofy, but yeah, it has a silly charm. Super Fighter! Super Fighter! But Super Fights is, like I said, it's a fun B-movie. If you like that kind of stuff. Other stuff, Operation Avalanche I thought was rather intriguing. This is another fake documentary, but it's about a group of people in the 60s. What if the Apollo landing on the moon was fake? And what if people who worked on it, they recorded how they made it? So this group of people come up with the idea, because now the government, they don't know if they can go to the moon. Okay, well, why don't we fake it? And look at 2001 Space Odyssey. We're on set. There's Stanley Kubrick. They're filming on set of 2001 sneakily. And then, well, we could do this. And the preparation and the cover-up of doing the fake moon landing. And, you know, they're filming it just for prosperity's sake. Maybe for their own sake. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting way to do it, and yeah, I like I like that idea. I like that story. I like that goes a long way for me. Operation Avalanche. I thought it's well worth a look if you find that idea at all interesting. Then you have stuff like Full-Time Killer, which was a very cool Hong Kong, kind of in the vein of like John Woo's The Killer, Hard Boiled, like that type of momentum of action and slow motion type. Full-Time Killer was, I don't know if I want to give a lot away for those who haven't seen. If you like Hong Kong style shoot 'em up action, Full-Time Killer is worth a look. I thought it was a pretty, at times clever, a little bit of meta at times. In the third act, it goes a direction that I'm not sure if it was 100% the right way to go, but it was definitely a more unique way to do it instead of the same old. I mean, Full-Time Killer was definitely I keep saying the word interesting. I need to find another word. Hard Ticket to Hawaii, that's a bad movie done right. I mean, I've said I'm not the biggest So Bad's Good, but Hard Ticket to Hawaii, when the bad guy is chasing these guys and they somehow elevate the guy, and then one of the good guys just has a fucking bazooka and blows the guy up while he's in the air. And then at the same time, there's like this mutated snake because of, was it drugs or hormones or... So it's like this little part horror movie with this weird snake thing, as well as mostly this, action drug movie, action movie about, I know I'm being vague on it, but part of me is like, I don't want to kill the surprise for people who haven't seen movies like Full-Time Killer and Hard Ticket to Full-Time Killer or Hard Ticket to Hawaii. Shipping Wars, that's another one. Ken requested that. It's pretty much a reality, but how much reality that is, I'm sure a lot of stuff is set up, but one of those, I forget if it was Discovery Channel or it was one of those type of channels, but each week a number of people have to ship one weird thing from point A to point B. In one episode, one guy had to ship a shit ton of VHS tapes of the movie Speed. And it's that where you could tell, wow, this is just done for the cameras. Because like the guy they had for the Speed VHS tapes, that's not a real person acting that way. You could tell there was some embellishments involved with that. But the idea that, okay, I gotta transport all these tapes of Speed, it was fun entertainment. Maybe that's so much reality, but it was fun for what it is. The Shipping Wars, the few episodes I saw. And those are the ones I would mention. I'm sure there's other ones I could think of I'm forgetting right now, but I said those are ones I think of at the top of my head. So there you go. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.